bar, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is going to be such a fun Thursday night here on Live with Colby Rebel. I have such a fantastic guest in the house for you tonight. There's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to learn a bit more about spiritualism. We're going to learn about Lilydale, but most importantly, we get to learn about this amazing medium. I had this wonderful opportunity to meet a few years ago now, actually. It's been a while. Just before we start, just a couple things to let you know. We have our Sunday service this Sunday, 11/11 here in Los Angeles. And actually, we're going to talk about the Sunday service with my guests because they do a lot of services in Lilydale. So it's going to be interesting to kind of talk about that and how that comes about and what we're doing. But we're going to do that on 11/11, and it's at 10:30 if you're in LA and can make it. And just the other quick thing I want to notice, I did open up a couple spots in mentoring. There's only a couple. You got to grab one because that is it. I'm in February. I leave for the whole month. So I try not to let my anxiety get in there, but I'm very excited about it. But, let's get on to tonight because, again, as I mentioned, amazing guest, truly groundbreaking in what she does. And she is not only a spiritualist, she's a reverend. Woohoo! And a medium, and she is a medium, and she is registered in Lilydale, and we're going to talk about what that means to be registered. Just for anyone who doesn't know, you can't just waltz into Lilydale and say, oh, sign me up. There's actually this huge, long process, and it takes an enormous amount of dedication, and it's a lot of testing as well. So this is going to be really interesting to find out what is that process, what inspired her to do it, and what is her story. So I would love to introduce my guest for this evening, Celeste Elliott. Hello, Celeste.
Hi, Colby.
Hi. Thank you so much. I know it's late there for you, so thank you so much for joining me tonight.
No, I'm so excited. This is an absolute joy for me. So thank you for asking me on.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So this is great. I was telling them we met actually a few years ago now. Can you even believe it?
Yeah, time is going so fast. I have to. Yeah. And I feel like we met each other and then it was like, oh, I feel like I've known you for a long time.
Yes.
So
yeah, it's really fun how that works too. I always feel like that's your soul family, right? When you meet them and you go, oh, I know you.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Oh, how you been in this lifetime? How's that doing for you? So now you work professionally as a medium in Lilydale.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, explain to our audience, just for anyone who's never even heard of Lilydale, what Lilydale is.
Okay, well, Lilydale is both this tiny little hamlet of a town, and we have about 200 people or 250 people that stay here all year. A lot of our people just come in the summer. And then it's also a spiritualist camp. It was founded as a camp for free thinkers, and then it became a dedicated spiritualist camp. So right now, and for the last 100 or so years, it has been the largest center for the religion, science, and philosophy of spiritualism. So it's a very kind of unique place. Everybody who lives here is a spiritualist, but they are not necessarily involved with mediumship or involved with healing or anything like that. It's just, they enjoy the sense of community, and they come in just to be together with like-minded people.
That is so cool. And so what is spiritualist? I know, but we just have some people that may not know what that means. So do you mind explaining it to them?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's a pretty common question, actually. What I always think is really funny is that if you don't know what a spiritualist is, you should probably look in your family tree, because between 1900 and 1920, listed on the census, it was the largest religion in the United States. More people identified as spiritualists than anything else.
Wow.
Yeah, which, when I found that out, I was kind of amazed, I have to say, because, it's rare now, but it's its own unique philosophy. We believe in an intelligent creator.
Mm-hmm.
You'll often hear us refer to that creator as spirit or infinite intelligence, but it's the God of your understanding. We also believe in a soul. We believe in natural law, following natural law, doing good, being kind, and having that energy come back to us.
Mm-hmm.
Not, in a exact mirrored way. Not karma like you find in the Hindu religion, but there is a little bit of that in there. And we believe in spiritual healing. So that can, for people who don't know what that means, if they're familiar with something like Reiki, it's similar to that without like the symbolism, the symbols, that sort of thing.
Okay. It's interesting because how did you then know that you were a medium?
I've always been this way. This is just the best expression of who I am.
Uh-huh.
And I am lucky enough that I feel like, mediumship in on the one hand is a kind of inherited trait. I know in my family, I can trace it back several generations. I know my great-grandmother was, and her sisters were highly intuitive, highly mediumistic. My generation, my mom's generation, we're the first ones that have dared to talk about it outside of the house. We're not expecting the men with the white coats to come and get us at some point. So
yeah.
That's a great thing,
But your mom is also a registered medium in Lilydale, right?
Yeah, she actually she registered 2 years after I did, and it was a timing thing. But what's funny is at one time we were one of 3 mother-daughter duos in Lilydale.
Oh wow!
And 2 of those duos, the daughters registered before the mom did.
Oh wow!
So we kind of led them in.
There you go. And do you find that, is it kind of fun having a mom that's also a medium? Have you found that to be a fun experience?
It is. It's because there are experiences when you live in your natural state as a medium that it's nice to have somebody who understands. Or, I'll something will happen and I'll look at her and I'll be like, we'll be watching TV and I'll be like, so did you just get a kind of flash of something in your head about so-and-so? And she was like, yeah. So they're either going to call us or they're thinking about us really hard, or there's that kind of energy too. And it's, or I'll be like, in my mind's eye, I'm getting a smoke smell and that. And she'd be like, oh, I think that's so-and-so. And so, it kind of, my whole life, it's been kind of normalized for me, where, in our household, if you knew something ahead of time intuitively, or if you felt the presence of spirit, you would just acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And, we learned the ethics of it early on. And that's an important thing. You don't go to school and talk to people who are not in their bodies.
Yeah.
But I used to, I had a different experience with Catholic school than my mom had with Catholic school.
Yeah.
You would get very much in trouble. And for me, it was like, I had retired nuns, but not nuns.
Okay. Okay.
And it was just sort of like they understood the sense of mysticism. They understood the sense of intuitive ability. But I still knew where the line was.
Yeah. I bet it's tough, though, because you can't get away with anything growing up.
You're not even kidding. Oh, my goodness. There wasn't a whole lot that I tried to get away with. That is absolutely correct.
But she was going to know. There was no sneaking out for you, Celeste.
Not at all. And actually, both of my parents have, I always joke, both of my parents have curly hair and both of my parents are highly intuitive people. So I really never did have a chance of knowing any other way of life.
Do you remember your first experience with spirit? Is that a memory for you that you can share with us?
Yeah. Well, like most kids I find, especially before the age of 6, they're able to interact with spirit more naturally, I guess is the better way to put it. And I think that's partially because they're not quite as used to being vibrationally on the earth plane. We get used to it over time. But I remember telling my mom, I'd get up in the morning and I'd be like, I'm really tired because I was talking to the tooth fairy last night. Which was my guide, but I would tell her that it was the tooth fairy because in my, 4, 5, 6-year-old brain, the only way it made sense that there was a non-relative standing in my bedroom in the middle of the night who really wanted to have a conversation with me, she had to be the tooth fairy. She's very nice.
So with your experience, when did you, find out about Lilydale? When did you start going to Lilydale?
I found Lilydale actually the same year as my mom, but we didn't come together.
Oh.
Which is interesting. And we have a joke in Lilydale: when you're ready for Lilydale, Lilydale will call you.
Okay.
It'll find you. It'll bring you in. So I actually was doing an internship the summer I turned 21.
Oh.
And we were the lady I was interning for, this little nonprofit. We were actually headed up to Toronto to do a fundraiser, and she had friends in Lilydale, and so we stopped over. Bob and Rose Schatzel, who are both now in spirit, and they were incredible mediums and incredible people and very involved. And Bob took a shine to me and Rose took a shine to me. So that first night we pulled into town. We went out to the last 15 minutes of the 5:30 stump service. And I was like, oh, okay, mediumship. Well, yeah, that's not so interesting because I can do I was not impressed. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I think it was because I was 21 and I really only had one person that I had lost,
Yeah.
Point. And I went to the healing temple and I was blown away.
Wow.
Because that was not something that there was really a lot of in the spiritualist churches where I'm from.
Yeah.
So that was a brand new experience. And I ended up we sat for a private circle with Bob and Rose. I think mostly Bob, but I saw some incredible trance work with him. And I was like, this place is pretty cool.
Well, for our general audience, let's break down a couple things. Let's tell them what the stump service is so they know what that is.
A little context is probably a good thing. So in what is our official, there's Stump now.
There you go.
So that's Inspiration Stump. And that is the location of 2 outdoor message services a day in the summer season. So we practice that. We consider it to be a part of the religion of spiritualism because it brings through evidence of the continuation and we like to say evolution of the soul, although I don't think the soul really evolves. It just continues to wake up more and more, and you move beyond. Sorry, I'm going off track, but Stump is free, leveled so that people could stand on it and give messages. Yeah. And that was back in the 1880s, and in the 1920s, I think, they encased it in concrete. So you see the stump, you see the steps that go up to the stump. So it's really old concrete, and we don't encourage people to stand on it anymore because of that. But now there's, a nice clearing with benches, and you can actually see the medium without them standing.
Yeah, I mean, what's amazing about it, it's in the Lilydale, did I say that right, forest?
Yeah, Lilydale, yeah.
And it's a protected forest. So for anyone who does, I mean, this whole, this stump, it's a huge stump. It's in the middle of this amazing forest. You have to walk all the way back, and the benches are all like wood benches. And you guys, I've been there a few times and have had the honor and privilege of delivering messages. And sometimes there's like 300 people there. I mean, it can get very, very busy.
The most I've ever clocked it at when I was chairing was 500 people.
Wow.
And that was a big deal weekend. But, it still feels intimate.
Yes, it does.
We've modernized now. We use a microphone and a speaker so everybody can hear. And but it's one of 2 old growth forests in the state of New York, that part of the property. And we sometimes refer to it as like our cathedral in the woods.
Yes.
It's a very Lilydale itself actually was a sacred Native American island where they would come not to live, but to do ritual.
Oh, wow.
And what we've had dowsers come, and we've discovered that it is on a ley line, which makes for very high energy naturally. We have natural springs here where back in the Victorian era, people would come to for their health to take the waters. I always think it's interesting phrasing, but so it's really it's a very, very neat place. It's full of history, but it's also in its own way, very, some people would consider us quite outrageous because of what we do and where we do it,
But it's incredible. So, you guys, when you go there, it's about an hour south of Buffalo, and you get there and you have to get through the gates. But it's like you get through these gates and you go back in time. It's like all the homes are Victorian homes of the 1800s, and and they have gardens. Everybody loves to plant, and there's beautiful gardens and wildflowers, and you'd hear the bell ring for the services and the healing. And it's kind of like it is when you first go there, you're like, there's like other people who do this. But what is amazing is how many people. It is a beautiful place that brings so many people, whether you are a spiritualist or learning about it, or want to learn or want to engage in. There's so many classes and workshops you guys offer. It really is this beautiful magical place. But, to the credit of Lilydale, to the credit of mediums like you, it just wouldn't be possible without all of the hard work and dedication that you guys put in constantly to uphold this standard, to uphold the principles of how this was founded and built.
Yeah, it's important to us, and that's part of, we have this really true sense of community. Everybody in this town is connected, whether they're volunteering for their church or they're volunteering for a committee or they're part of the Artisans Guild or they're part of the environmental committee or they're, so everybody is always working on something.
Yeah.
And, it's really, and for people who can't physically do things, they might, they help edit the catalog.
Yeah.
That, the classes go out, or they might sit. I mean, we offer workshops on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, there is everything. Speaking of workshops, I believe you are teaching a couple next year. Is that right?
I am. Yeah. I have one actually coming up February 19th in Williamsville, New York at the Shantosha Center. And that's, I'm calling it Uncovering Spirit.
Okay.
Sort of like how because I genuinely believe that spirit is talking with us all the time. And it's when we start to tune in and pay attention and figure out how they're talking to us all the time, that, that's when we start to develop with this. So that'll be really fun. And then I also have 2 classes in Lilydale next summer.
Yay!
So that's going to be really cool. And it's actually 2 days in a row. I have Thursday, July 18th in the auditorium, in the assembly hall in the evening. And that's a class that I'm co-teaching with a friend of mine, Kathleen Bolt. And that's going to be on automatic writing and moving through blocks within yourself. So tapping into your own intuition.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so that'll be really, really fun. We were doing this as an exercise for ourselves, because when I get together with my friends and colleagues, we just like to play.
Okay.
A good class. So, and then I'm teaching the next day, Friday, July 19th. And I'm doing a class called Flexible Mediumship. Because if you don't keep playing, if you don't keep growing, you get stuck.
Yes.
And you get habits. And so this is kind of a fun way to kind of break through some of that.
Oh, that's really great. And then once Lilydale they'll put them up on the Lilydale website, but then I'm sure you'll have them on your website as well, right? Letting people know. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah. So, it's wonderful. And you guys, Lilydale is primarily only open kind of for a particular season. You are starting to expand year round now, right? And offering classes all year.
Yeah, we have some really exciting things coming up. I'm super excited about this. It's brand spanking new.
Oh, is this fresh off the press? We're getting fresh off the press news.
You are getting, you're kind of getting a little bit of an exclusive here, Colby.
Oh, so, this is how we roll. Go ahead, Celeste. Go ahead, honey.
What's happening is that we have decided to do 6 big weekends in the off season. We're going to start doing, we're going to have a fall festival. We're going to do a kind of non-spooky Halloween.
Okay.
Family oriented. And we're going to do, and then we have in a winter fest, which is just kind of a community oriented thing that we do in connection with some of the neighboring towns. And then we have a women's empowerment weekend.
Oh.
That is coming this spring.
Okay, wonderful.
A brand new thing that we're launching. We're also going to do something for the dads. On Father's Day weekend, we're doing a kind of spring event, spring weekend. And that's good. We're going to have a classic car show and, all kinds of, and bluegrass bands and, but we also do our services at that time. We also do healing, and you kind of get a sense of Lilydale and sort of the fun of the town without necessarily having the whole experience like you do in the summer season. But it's kind of it's a little taste of Lilydale.
Oh, fun. No, I think that's fantastic. And it will definitely help people kind of do workshops and things that may enrich in a different way, right? As well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And we're also bringing in speakers. We're going to be actually in the next couple of weeks putting the classes up on the Lilydale Assembly site. And that'll tell you who's teaching in the off season.
Okay.
We have Lisa William teaching in the spring.
Okay.
I think, but don't quote me, she's doing forensic mediumship, which is very popular.
Yes.
And we have Judith Rochester, who's a retired Lilydale medium. And mediums can retire, by the way. It is rare. It is very rare.
Yeah.
Usually take a step away for a hot minute and,
and then
study.
Spirit calls them back. They're like, your break is over.
You had 20 minutes, but
there you go.
And a few other really incredible people that are coming in from all over the place. And I think I'm also teaching in the spring, although I don't have a date for that yet.
Okay.
So that'll be really fun. So, there's always something going on. We also have Wednesday evening healing service in the off season. So for people who happen to be in the area, 7 to 8 o'clock, it's real short, but there's messages and there's healing, and it's a nice time to just kind of be together with people.
That's perfect. And we do. I definitely have to give a shout out to Lisa. I tell you, before, she now lives in Lilydale, but before she moved there, she would always talk. So when she lived in California here, always would talk about this place and how incredible it was, and how she felt Spirit was going to send her there. And there was a summer, I think it was 2013 or 14, and I was like, oh, I got to go see this place. So I went there in July. Well, I got back. Then she moved there, and I was in her master teacher program. So I went back in October, and but you know what? I've been there every year since, and it's incredible, that she moved there and is serving the community and serving Lilydale as well. So it's been great. It's a lot of, it's an interesting place of how much Lilydale is about tradition and about these standards and philosophy, religion, belief system, what it was founded on. But also, just even in watching Lilydale over the last 4 or 5 years, it's always expanding and always saying, how else can we serve? And so you bring in your guests, you bring in, everyone, and really open it up to those who even aren't registered mediums. So it is incredible.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because we're, as the registered mediums, we're as interested in you as you are in us.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, real quick, because we're going to take some callers, because, oh my goodness, you should see this call line. But I do want to, here's the one thing about being registered, because, I think it's wonderful that I can fly there and maybe teach a workshop, have the honor of serving Spirit, and then I get to go home, right?
Right.
But to be a registered, first of all, for anyone who doesn't know, except for the message delivery services, only the registered mediums in Lilydale are allowed to do readings. And that, but I got to tell you, it is no easy task to become a registered medium in Lilydale. So in just like a minute, if you don't mind, just sharing a little bit of what that entails. What was that journey like? So people kind of have an understanding of what it takes, that level of dedication.
Yeah, well, I had been renting space here in the summers to live and practice for 4 or 5 years before I went through the candidate procedure. So you have to spend an entire summer. You first have to put in the written application, and that kind of shows that you have the standards and the training that would be expected of a registered medium. So you're not just Joe Schmo off the street. There's uniformity there in some capacity. Then you have a whole summer where you have to do like 20 some outdoor message services, and they will evaluate you off of that. And if you do well enough, then they let you do actual testing. And you have to have at least, I think it was my year, it sometimes varies a little bit, but it's always between 80 to 85% accuracy in the way you bring through the message in order to pass that exam. And that's 3 private readings, 1 with a registered medium. And also you're sitting in front of a group of community members and the Lilydale board and the Mediums League board, and doing public message. And you have to, you've got 8 to 10 minutes, depending on, I think my year I had 8 minutes to do 3 evidential messages.
No pressure.
Pressure at all. But by that time, you're in the zone because you've practiced all summer. So
okay.
That makes
Wow. It's incredible. I mean, it really is. And in order to keep that registration, you still have to do a certain number of services even after you're active, right?
Yeah. In a 9-week season, we have to do 6 Monday night circles, which are mini readings. And we have 4 or 5 people in those circles. So that's where I am every Monday night in the summer. And we also do, I think it's around 20 outdoor message services again. So basically we're giving on average 40 hours of kind of volunteer work to the community, just doing mediumship. And a lot of us also serve in the Healing Temple. We're on various committees and boards and different things. So, we really do put our time and energy into the community and keeping it together and moving forward.
Wow. Okay. Well, how about a reading or 2? Are you up for that?
That sounds like fun.
Okay. We keep them short, so don't even worry. Our callers are experienced. They know they're going to get just a little taste of what we do, kind of like the message service. It's kind of like the stump, right? So you can think of it that way. For all of you callers out there, here's the deal. We're running out of time because it's been so much fun. It's going by so quickly. So if you get through, we make sure your phone, you're not on speakerphone. We don't want any ringing, dinging, or blinging because we want to be able to have that purest connection possible, not only for spirit, but for other listeners, okay? Please have your question ready to go. Take a moment, everyone. Think of your area code. Be by the phone. I'm about to take callers. Be by the phone. Because if there's silence, we have to drop you. Okay, you ready? I'm going to call it. You ready, everybody? There's a delay, so I'm giving them the biggest chance possible. All right, here we go. How about number 28? Is that 949? Okay, here we go. 949, you're on the air.
Hi, Colby. How are you?
I'm good. Who is this?
My name's Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. Welcome. Welcome. Do you have a question for Celeste tonight that we can help you out with, or a connection?
Yeah, I do. I have a question. I'm kind of working on a passion project, something for my career, and I was just wondering if you saw anything, hopefully success, or any kind of direction, any kind of way I need to go to with this idea.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Well, Jenny, when I kind of, when I cue into your energy a little bit here, the way that this came through for me is to say, although it's a passion project for you and you're putting a lot of time and energy into it, it kind of has the feeling of like a, what do they call it? Momtrepreneur, where moms are starting an enterprise. It's sort of, it feels to me like it's very important to you, but it's on the side of, it's supporting your life rather than it being your whole life. Would you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing, because I get the impression, I have a lady here who steps in from spirit on what feels like your mom's side of the family. And she would have always preached family first and everything else will fall into place. Okay. I do get her voice got a little weaker here at the end because I'm starting to feel that with her. But so first of all, know that she's good. And she sends her love and blessings. But also, when it comes to that home business, I get the impression here it's gonna, you're about 6 months in, it's gonna take you 2 or 3 years to get it totally off the ground and get the foundation under you that you would like. Now that's intuitive, not from your spirit loved one. Channels of information. But it seems to me like this is, you're playing off a kind of trend or a theme. So when you get to that point and you're noticing that trends are shifting, you're going to have to bring something else in and diversify in order to keep it going in a good direction.
Well, okay. There you go, Jenny. And just a little thing that I really feel like, Jenny, this really expands. Like, I feel like it's been a lot of work getting it started. But I also feel like you're putting a ton of time into this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And I really want to tell you, like, you're going to get there, honey. I know you, like, there's so much, you're like, sometimes I know you get a little discouraged with it, but I'm hearing tell her not to get discouraged, that this is really going to be very fulfilling for you. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope so. Sorry, that's what I was just kind of worried. Like, if it, am I doing this all for nothing, kind of? So,
no. Do you love it? Do you love it?
I do.
Then it can't be for nothing. Okay.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So, good luck. Let it flourish. Keep. One other thing real quick, because when you're thinking it's all for nothing or are you wasting your time, it's because you're tired and you're not exactly seeing results yet, but that's because you're laying the foundation. That's really normal. So when that happens, rather than talk down about it or rather than feel discouraged, take a day off, get out, go do something fun. Like Celeste is saying, spend it with family, get outside of it so that you can come back in with what we call fresh eyes in accounting. Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you, ladies, so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good night.
Yeah.
That's
a good, it's really important to have something that you're passionate about to replenish the soul.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, how about another caller? Sound good?
Great.
Okay, how about, is that number 3636? Okay, here we go, 636. You are on the air.
Hi,
who is this?
Hello, Lori.
Hi, Lori, how are you?
Holy, I can't believe this. Oh, my God.
Lori, no, do not curse, Lori.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks for reminding me.
Wow, I felt like I needed to. We were about to get real dirty there. I could feel that coming on.
Oh, okay. All right, my question is, does my brother have anything to share that he would like us to know?
There we go. Did you hear that, Celeste?
I did. You're wanting to connect with your brother, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. you know what's very interesting? I feel like, and I want to make sure that I'm connecting with the right person for you, because sometimes as mediums we don't get to make the guest list, you know. But I feel a lot of like pressure or a lot of rounding in the stomach area, and pressure going down as well. Okay, so would you understand?
That's him.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's always good to get evidence and make sure we got the right person. You know, he's showing me a wooden jewelry box sitting on the on somebody's dresser, and he's talking about there being something that's like memorialized to him in this, or something that's like to him in this. Okay. He's bringing this up to say, hey, I have been around and I see what's going on. And, you know, I feel like he's talking about a little girl as well. So did he leave a daughter behind, or you have the daughter, please?
No, he left a son.
Okay.
My brother has a daughter.
Okay. All right. So that would
my other brother, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I knew there was a little girl somewhere in the family. So that's to acknowledge both you and your other brother as well. Okay. So acknowledging the siblings and the living. You know, he was your brother that's in spirit, he was a smart guy. And he says that you got a lot of smarts too. And he comes in and he's doing everything that he can to kind of lift you up, because he shows me not over his passing, but he's showing me just a little bit of sadness right now as things are kind of shifting in your life. And he's highlighting going into next month, going into December, and it's like you're in anticipation of things changing and you wish you had him there to talk to. And I feel like when you're resting and I feel your hand down on the couch, it's like you're going to feel the weight of something touching your hand, and that's his way of coming in, holding your hand and letting you know that he's nearby and he loves you.
Aww. So also, Lori, I will say real quick too, it sounds like you know, when I get this impression though that he'd be like the one to kind of want to make all the decisions. So I feel like when he was in the physical world, he was just very kind of charismatic, or just that kind of, let me in this, let me play with this. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like there's been a lot that a lot of you and your brother that had to been organizing things, caring things for him. And I want you to know, like, even though you feel like you're making decisions on his behalf and would he be happy with them, he's like, oh, I'm in this. I'm helping you make these decisions.
Oh, good. That's great.
And I do, real quick though, I do feel like your mom still in the living? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because I do know that he wanted to tell mom he loves her, and also thank you guys for what you've been doing for mom. So I feel like maybe you've had to kind of take care of mom or do something for mom recently. And he's saying, you know, thank you for being there for mom. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yes, you are welcome. Have a beautiful night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, how about one more? We can only do 1 minute. 1 minute. It's going to be like rapid fire, okay?
I'm good.
Okay, good. We're going to do a rapid fire, you guys. So, here we go. How about number 2, 570? Okay, 570, you got 1 minute. This is it, 1 minute. Who is this?
Okay. I'm putting you on with my dad. This is for my dad. His name's Steven.
Oh, okay. We can't really have speakerphone. Are you just going to give him the phone?
Yep.
Okay.
Here it is.
All right, here we go. We got Steven on, Celeste.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well.
Good. Okay. Stephen, is there anyone in particular you'd like to connect to? I'm feeling a woman around you, Stephen. So would you understand a wife being in spirit for you or a partner?
No, my mom's passed away this year, but so has my brother.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, we've got a mom and a brother. I was definitely feeling more of the mom energy. Celeste, do you want to chime in? Because I want to make sure.
Yeah, there's something here. Mom is giving me the impression, I feel she had some nice volume with the hair in the front. Because I'm seeing that. But I feel mom and brother together, but I feel like I want to talk about mom liking to dance when she was in the living. She was good at moving, this sort of thing. She's back to that on the spirit side of life. So there's something
that would be comforting because she had severe spinal stenosis and she had a lot of problems even just walking for the last 7 years of her life.
Well, she's dancing around now, Stephen.
Well, that would be a nice thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Then he drove the motorcycle.
No. He back when he was much younger, but no, not for 40 years.
Yeah, but when it was younger, I think what happens with us, Stephen, they'll show us memories or things they would have loved in the living, even if they weren't doing it at the end of their life, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I also feel like, I just want to tune in real quick too. I feel like this brother was really like a friend of yours, like the two of you have been really close. Does that make sense to you?
As we got older, yes, but when we were younger, we fought like cats and dogs.
Well, that would probably be normal when you're younger, but I do feel like as you got older, there's definitely this bond there. And I'm feeling like an illness connected with him as well. So would you understand an illness connected to your brother as well?
Yeah, he died of pancreatic cancer.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Celeste.
Actually, that's exactly where I was going to go because I got my finger pricked, and that always says diabetes to me. or pancreatic, anything. But no, you. What's funny is with your brother, you smell him around sometimes, and he's teasing you about it. Like you get a scent, and it's like, oh, I don't know where that's coming from, and he's acknowledging it. So he just really wants to encourage you to take care of yourself because he says that you're as stubborn as he was when it comes to admitting when we're not feeling as great as we could or working on ourselves so that we are at optimum.
Yeah. And also just letting you know that I agree with Celeste. They're definitely together. Like you can feel them together. And your mom's was like, I know he was a grown man, but your mom's still taking care of him, just making sure he's all settled in. And he doesn't mind that at all. I do feel like he could be a little ornery in his temperament at times. But I do feel like, he's letting you know that he's with mom and they're good to go. Like they're letting you know that they're okay. Okay, honey?
That would be marvelous.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, Steve. You have a good night. Steve, real quick, is there a Tom in the family? Do you know the name Tom?
No, just my Uncle Tommy. But he's 92 years old and still going strong.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Tom. Is that your mom's brother?
Correct.
Okay. Just saying a little love from your mom for her brother, okay?
Tommy got a shout out.
All right. Yes. You have a wonderful night, Steve, okay?
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, honey. Bye-bye. Okay. That was about our time for the colors. Did you have fun with that? Aren't they the best colors, though?
Oh, that was fantastic. That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
It's really fun. And I love, like, You know, it just as a reminder for anyone listening, because we had some great things here where when your loved one transitions, they're going to show you bits and pieces from their entire life, not just the end, right? They're going to show if they enjoyed motorcycle riding or if they enjoyed dancing, those sorts of things. You're going to want to share what you enjoyed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you and I both know we're not going anywhere without coffee.
Oh, that's it. And speaking of which, just for anyone, Celeste does a weekly show, I believe, every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. And it is Wake Up to Spirit. And does that plays on the Lilydale Facebook page or also your Facebook page?
It plays on both, actually. And you can also catch it on blogtalkradio.com/Lilydale Radio.
Perfect. We've got the link up there. So anybody, grab that link, make sure you catch it weekly. And it's a lot of fun. It's a show also where I believe you take callers as well. Is that correct?
I do, yeah. And I have a different topic every week, and I have the occasional guest on, and so, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So for anyone looking to find you, what is your website and social media handles?
My website is CelesteElliott.com. My Facebook is Celeste Elliott. There's a little black and white picture of me. And my Instagram is Celeste M. Elliott. So
wonderful. So you guys make sure you get in there, you follow Celeste. If you are even in or near that Buffalo area, get in there. Go see her Monday night. Get in there to find out when she mentioned earlier chairing. Chairing means that they're leading the service. So that message service, they lead it. So usually the chair will also do messages. And so you get a chance to listen or talk to them. So on the Lilydale website, you'll be able to see when Celeste is chairing. So I'm telling you, get there, find out what she's doing, sign up for those classes. She's just amazing. I really had the personal honor of getting to meet you, and I love you so much. I love your mom.
We love you too.
Well, thank you. And I do want to thank you for being with us tonight. And you have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you. My pleasure.
Yay. Bye, everybody.
Sometimes I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.